Today we want us to discuss about Bootstrap containers. Now, Bootstrap has two major classes. We have the container class that creates responsive fixed width container, and there is the container fluid class that provides a full width container spanning the entire width of the viewport. Viewport for this case is our screen. So it's very important to understand the two concepts because now the two we want to embed them with some other classes that read or rather interpret the screen size. Like for example, if you are targeting users with screen sizes of greater than 576 pixels or lesser, 576 pixels or greater, or even 768 pixels and more, or 992 pixels or more. Yeah, so we want to see how we can take advantage of Bootstrap and create such a project. So the first thing that we need first is to understand how the grid basic works. So the grid assumes that the entire viewport has 12 small columns. Yeah, so 12 small columns, meaning you can group them the way you want. But if you don't want to group, then you'll have to assume that the entire viewport is made up of 12 small columns, of which now you can be grouping those 12 small columns like a group of three, a group of four, a group of five, but at the end of the day, the total should end up being 12. Now, to do that, there are some classes that we need always to use. Like we have the class call, we have class call SM, we have class call MD, call LG, call Excel, call XSL. Now, each class here has a different target. We like using class call SM because it targets small devices whose screen is greater than 576 pixels or more. That means users of phones, users of tablets, users of desktops, they are all taken care. So how do we go about it then? I am going to just create a new file so that at least now we can catch up together. So let me open my old project here, and then now quickly I assemble Bootstrap. Then now from there we will be set to go. So this is my new file. So this new file of mine, let me save it in this folder. I will call it myfile.html. So as usual, I want to set the boilerplate template. So this will be new bootstrap file, and then I want to link to Bootstrap so that now my application can work. I don't have the Bootstrap link files offline. If I want, of course, I need to make sure I set them right. Yeah, I have some here, so I can just use these ones. So let me see the path. So the path is assets, then vendor, then Bootstrap. Yeah, so I need to have that with me. Link. My major folder here is assets, assets slash CSS. No, it was what? It was vendor slash vendor slash 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 vendor slash vendor slash bootstrap slash css, then slash my specific file that I would like to use. So for this case, bootstrap.min.css, bootstrap.min.css. Now that was my my css file. So for javascript I will say src. Then now my folder again, the same path, slash js slash the folder js slash bootstrap.min.js bootstrap.min.js. So the most important thing here is to make sure that the paths are right. Yeah, it could be either online or maybe local to your computer, but make sure that the paths are right. I think we covered that in our last class. So for now, let's just go ahead. Uh, we need to start our very first definition of the container. So we create a div, and then now we give this class container fluid, then we put some content here. Before actually the putting the content, we can just create another division, and then now we call this class row, and then we can divide this row into the number of times that we want. So if you don't want to create division, then you just create another div here, and then make sure this div has class call sm12 as you had defined before. Then you put your content. So this is my content. So when you do that, you realize that you have created some content that is filling both ends. So no margin, or rather the margin is very minimal. Now let's compare that and the next object here. I want to create another one more container fluid. So this is my container fluid, class equals container fluid. I think you can first compare the difference between container and container fluid. So I'll have created that row, and then I divide my row now into just once again div, no division. So the class will be called sm12, but now the same content again, lorem, and see the difference. So first is container fluid, and now the second one is container. You see the difference between the two classes. Perfect. Now if you wanted to divide your page into three or into two, then again you need to do something similar. So the first div, the class is either container or container fluid, anything that you want. Now get inside, create another division, and then now this time around make sure the class is row. Now get inside and do the divisions the way you want. So like now I can say class call sm6, meaning I now have other six remaining, because the total should be 12. So this is my first div, starting here, ending here. So after the first div, I can now create another division, and then I give it similar demarcations, call sm6. So this is 6 by 6, meaning I can put some content here and put some other content in the next column. So 6 by 6. You can have a look at what we've done so far. You realize that we have 6 by 6. Now if you want, you can still proceed, assuming now we want to create a row that has uh, 3 equal divisions. So it is div for container fluid, div for container fluid, then inside another div with a row, then now inside 3 columns equal, meaning 4 by 4 by 4. So div, then this one class is call sm12. Now this is one, no, I want it to be 4, sorry. So 4, so this one column, so I can just have another column exactly like that one after the first column, and another one more column exactly like the first. So it is my row that I have divided into three: 1, 2, and 3. So you can put the content that you want now here. You can also get to the second div here, and put the content that you want. And also another one more div, put the content that you want. So today we have learned how to demarcate a page using Bootstrap classes. One, class container; two, class container fluid; then again class call sm classes. Thank you. See you in the next class.